One of my favorite articles that I've ever read was Internet Ba by Clifford Stoll for Newsweek, since retitled Why the Web Won't Be Nirvana. And basically, he says that, the whole idea of the internet's ridiculous. No one's going to take a laptop to the beach. Nobody's going to buy newspapers and books online. And he just goes through and through, like nobody's going to be buying anything on the web, etc. Lovely article, great fun. I'm going to post it down below. But if you really want a great source of somebody decrying modern technology, you can't get better than Socrates. And this is something that I just learned, but apparently Socrates was not a fan of this newfangled invention called writing. So this was in ancient Greece. And of course, we only know about Socrates because one of his students, Plato, wrote down what he said. And the only reason we're able to read Clifford Stoll's column is because it's online. But yeah, so Socrates on writing. The stuff that he said about writing sounds so prescient, right? So this is what he says. So he compares writing with actually having a conversation with the expert, right? And he says that the actual conversation is way better. And he says that writing will create forgetfulness in the learner's souls because they will not use their memories. Because they'll not rely on their notes. It's not an aid to memory, but to reminiscence. It gives not truth, but only the semblance of truth. They will be hearers of many things and will have learned nothing. This is from people listening to written speeches. They will appear to be omniscient and will generally know nothing. They will be tiresome company, having the show of wisdom without the reality. Writing is unfortunately like painting, for the creations of the painter have the attitude of life, and yet if you ask them a question, they preserve a solemn silence. Because again, you can't kind of conversation with the original expert. You're only hearing an echo of their thoughts. Even the best of writings are but a reminiscence of what we know. All of this can be applied to AI, that it's an aid to understanding, not understanding itself. Um, it's echoes of what people have said, not the actual thing itself, and so on and so forth. And so my rebuttal to this, to Socrates on writing, because clearly writing has been extremely beneficial to civilization, but also he is right. Having a conversation with an expert is a great and wonderful thing. The thing that he misses is that, yeah, it's great to have a conversation with the original person, but you can't always have that conversation. And sometimes even 75% of the information in that conversation, or even 50%, is still pretty good because maybe that person is far away or, very famous and doesn't want to speak to you, or they're dead. They've been dead for thousands of years. You can still like hear what they have to say, see their thoughts written down, even though you could not have a conversation with them in person. And now that person's expertise, wisdom, and knowledge can be disseminated very, very widely. And AI is an extension of this. It is simply an extension of this. Instead of having to read, somebody's book to try to figure out what they had to say about something, you can just ask AI, what did he have to say about this particular thing? And it will tell you, and it will give you the link to the original to help you find it better. And then you can ask the AI, what does that actually mean? How does that apply to me? And you can have a little bit of that conversation. It's not the same as the conversation with the actual expert. Like it's an echo of that expert. But in many instances, having an echo of that expert is good enough. And with writing, you have echoes of thousands or millions of experts. And same with AI. You're getting the echoes of all of human civilization and learning. So yes, that's pretty cool. I like that very much. I'm going to post both the link to the full Socrates book on Gutenberg for free. You can read it online. And also the Clifford Stoll article for Newsweek, also free, also available online, and great for a nice laugh. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.